So this week was good. It was not perfect, but I had a really good week and I enjoyed it. A lot of boring stuff, but honestly, it was kind of fun. Emails, scheduling, appointments, bookings, stuff like that. Getting details figured out for future productions, stuff that I'm working on in school. Legal stuff, taxes. I need to get a new ID since I'm turning 18 in a bit. All that fun stuff. The things that usually just pile up in the background. I haven't really become magically disciplined yet. This week I actually slept in most days, did not wake up at 6. I spent a couple nights way past 10 into the evening. But what mattered is what I did with that time. This week I had a lot of fun writing, producing, and releasing 3 songs. And I think that's important to note, is that the time that I did spend not doing my stuff that I should be doing, I was investing into something that I love doing, something that my career is staked in, and something that will someday have hopefully a strong ROI. I'm starting to realize that locking in doesn't always look intense, doesn't always look like the movies or the things you see on the social media. That is part of the end goal, but how you get there is by starting small, by making very reasonable steps that point you in the right direction, that actually allow you to take on a mindset that will grow you and move you forward, and not just leave you in a place where you're left wondering how I'm supposed to get this all done, all this stuff that I want to do done. You know, by the time you reach that point, then hopefully I'll have an understanding of, oh, this is the stuff that I have to get done. This is why, this is when, this is where, this is how. And I didn't just come here in a week or a month. It took me years of growing and practice and daily learning to get to that point. So this week wasn't about discipline, it was about direction. Just hearing from older, smarter guys in my life, starting to think about what matters in life. Bit of a different video today than last week's. And as a part of this week, since I have been spending a lot of time doing music and producing, and I plan to spend a lot of time doing that, I wanted to take you guys through just a small rundown of kind of what I had going on when I was producing one of the songs yesterday actually. Take you guys through the song, what I was thinking while I was making it. So I hope you will get something out of that. Otherwise, I will see you next week. I thought I would take you guys along for the production ride and see what all we can get done in a day. I have an outline for a song. I have all the lyrics written. I want to add a whole bunch of stuff to this. I'm going to start with finish the scratch vocal, then I'm going to record some drums and bass, and then I want to get strings, organ, guitars, and whatever else we can find on top of this track. And see if we can do that all today, as well as record a music video possibly tonight. We'll see about that. But yeah, so just a bunch of time lapses and my thought process and organization behind writing a song. So I hope you guys enjoy. So I got the basic outline here. Want to finish my Scratch Fox first. Then we're gonna record some drums, get the guitars in, organ, strings, get my Vox, maybe film the video, and maybe mix the master. We'll see what we have time for today. But alright, let's get the drums. Alright, got our drum part. I'm letting some tracks freeze right now. I got the drums done, sorted out in the bass, and now we're gonna do some electric guitar. Alright, guitars are done. I'm going to hit some organ. Got all the keys parts done. I think I'm gonna do the vocals first, and then I'm gonna hit the strings and see what kind of string arrangements we can do. But the vocals are gonna take a bit, so let's do that. All right,
I'm going to try to do this as best as possible without cuts because I have a video to release at 3. Basically, this is the song Sciolto, sciolto, Italian word for freely or unbound. This is how it started. I got this great hook with the DAWs and the acoustic guitar. This nice chord progression right here. I took the main melody, I did 2 takes, and then I run them through Melodyne, got me some harmonies, and it ended up being pretty good. Stuck some nice ambience on that, stuck it in the back. I did some automation for the ambience so that it kind of comes forward and comes out sometimes. But that was the main riff, and then I came up with the verse melody right after that. And this is just basic acoustic guitar. I did 2 takes on the acoustic, just 1 straight take all the way through. I had to do a little run around redo right here because I wanted it to come down for part of the verse. Other than that, it was just a straight take. I knew what I was doing. I just did it and I committed. So that's that. The next part that I came up with was the lyrics, which took me, I think I took 3 hours to write the lyrics. I was very careful with those. And then let's take a look at that verse. I just did these very close-up, intimate vocals.
It was mid to late summer, bags packed
with the guitar.
by my door. Not a cloud was in sight. Overall.
And probably the hardest part about this song was that I wanted to keep it super simple. We'll get to the guitars and drums and stuff in a bit. But I kept the beginning super stripped down just with those melodies. I did sneak in this piano part. It was one of the moments where I don't have many of these, but you hear it in the song, but it's not actually there. And so I heard this, and so I quickly just brought up the piano. I was like, please don't forget this. Please don't forget this. So then I listened back to the beginning a couple times and was able to hear this with the DAWs. Just a little... just barely there, but I just heard it. That has to go in there. So yeah, it was just, I ran through all this very quickly, 1 takes, get the part down and get it done. Then we had the verses. Then I just copied and pasted the hook, the DAWs, to the rest of the song where I wanted them to be. We had 4 sections of the hook with that DAW and the harmonies. Then I recorded the drums after getting the acoustic guitar. I just took the drums you saw in the time lapse, did those quick. I landed on this sound. Why am I not getting drums? There it is. It was just this basic drum kit. It was literally the first drum kit I pulled up. It had the brushes on all of the hits, and I thought it sounded perfect for this sort of European kind of chill, intimate vibe, and it was nice. Got verse 1, verse 2 with that very
As
quiet
for
part.
That last time I traced your brown hair, the wine had the taste.
And then we go into the chorus where the drums kind of come in a bit more, but it's still really chill.
We sang Sciolto.
And that's where the bass comes in as well. I didn't have bass on verse 2. Then we come through that chorus and we die down into
It was a better life.
the build. So we got the hook again. The hook, which goes back into this build where I get all these electric guitars coming in, which is super fun to record. Especially this one. It's just a nasty, gritty thing. But in the mix,
We sang Sciolto with the sun at our backs. No more
So that was the guitars. The other bits were just chords. I double tracked some basic chord strumming with the tremolo. These are all stock Logic sounds and amps and stuff. I forgot to mention the B3. The B3 was so fun to record. It comes in the first chorus. It's just super in the back. And verse 2 builds a bit more. And then we get it in the chorus, up higher a bit, and during the build. That was fun. And I mean, that's basically all the parts. Nothing crazy. I did want to add strings. I did not end up adding strings. I could have. It would have fit definitely. But I did not add strings, and it was fine. I just did a parallel compression on the master and then sent it through my Manley variable MU and the massive passive, and then cut some low mids, and then limited it with this free plugin. I think it sounds fine. And that's the whole song. So let me know if you guys have any questions, if you want me to do a deeper dive into this. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.